Welcome to the very first episode of Discover Lesotho, a show that will kickstart a long overdue journey of the heavenly mountain kingdom. My name is Muchacho Nono, and I'll be part of the team that will open the door to an experience of a lifetime.
An experience regaled with a diverse exhibition of humility, a culture full of wealth, and landscaping that makes Lesotho the beacon of tourism in Southern Africa. My name is Mapule, and I'm excited to share this journey with you.
And momentous journey will be driven by the three of us. I'm talking about Mapule, Muchacho Nono, and of course myself. You're very likely that you'll be sitting at home because we'll be definitely losing weight climbing up the mountains. And guys, are you ready to get bruised?
Oh yes, I am.
Because we'll be skiing down the slopes. My name is Palesa. Come join us as we discover Lesotho.
Originally established as a police camp and administrative town during the British Protectorate, Maseru has come of age as a modern 21st century city. You can hardly talk about the history of Lesotho without mentioning the place of the red sandstone.
Modern-day Maseru is inspired by Lesotho's culturally rich background and complemented by the bustling atmosphere of urban skyscrapers and its people.
Lesotho as a nation was born between 1824 and 1834 when King Moshoeshoe I left his stronghold at Botabote to come and settle at Tababsi, the mountain fortress that saw him repulse all invasions to Lesotho. Maseru is the capital town of Lesotho. All these border areas, including Maseru, they were established in 1868 seriously because at that particular time there was a fear that due to the Free State Basotho War, the Boers were likely to overrun these places. This is when Vepena came into existence. After the General Vepena was shot on Tababsi, 1865. Then when Maseru came into existence.
The city lies in a shallow valley at the foothills of the Maloti Mountains. The 2006 national census puts Maseru's population at approximately 227,880, which covers around a tenth of the country's entire citizenship.
Moshoeshoe I was the founder of the nation. Then his son, Elisier I, became an heir after 1870 when Moshoeshoe died. Then Elisier the second had 3 wives. Lesotho is one of the 3 countries that have a monarch as head of state. We have Swaziland, that has got Mosadi III, who is an absolute monarch. Then you have Lesotho, who has His Excellency Lesotho III. Then you have Morocco, which has its head of state as the monarch.
Dr. Shali, please give us a brief overview of the potential of tourism in Lesotho.
The potential of tourism in this country is exceptional, in the sense that Lesotho has been referred to as a sleeping giant in the tourism industry. I would say we have the highest altitude, which automatically translates into the cleanest air, probably on the continent. Most of our tourism attractions here are dormant natural attractions that have not been protected and haven't been visited before from a touristic point of view. So I guess in the next couple of years, a lot needs to be done in terms of really bringing tourists into untapped territories. The lowest point in Lesotho stands at over 1,000 feet high, while the highest peak, Tabanantlanyane, is slightly over 3,500 feet high. We've got the longest single drop waterfall on the continent here in Lesotho, Malutsunyane Falls. And just at that falls, you can do the longest abseil in the world. So primarily, those are some of the main features. Although features like the ski resort, only one of its kind in Lesotho. There's only 2 in Southern Africa. So I'd say really the altitude plays a major role. When a tourist leaves our country, the biggest experience that they'll take with them is having been through a perfect balance of nature and urban life. Besides that, the cultural richness of the Basotho people, the friendliness that we have here, is really what makes us stick out from the rest of the world.
Lesotho is mainly made up of Basotho and a few foreigners, expatriates from overseas, and our brothers from the rest of Africa. There are two main languages in Lesotho, two official anyway, English and Sesotho. The medium of instruction in schools is English and Sesotho. The population, the Basotho, are made up of a number of clans, with the Bakwena being the royal clan. There are a few useful phrases that a tourist would like to learn before coming to Lesotho, like Dumela, that will be good morning, good afternoon. Sala Hantle, goodbye. Ophela jwang, how are you? The most important of them all, Ke a leboha, that is thank you. Tourists should come to Lesotho because first and foremost, we are a very peaceful and accommodating nation. Everywhere you go, you'll hear Dumela, Ntate, hello sir, and it will be said with a very wide smile.
Located approximately 1,804 meters above sea level, Thaba Bosiu is the highest and most famous sandstone plateau in southern Africa, which is also known as the Mountain of Night.
At an elevation of 120 meters above the surrounding areas, Thaba Bosiu was both a natural fortress and a place to live. Its large area could hold livestock and huts for the Basotho to live in.
Ndate Molemohi, welcome to Discover Lesotho. Please tell us a bit about this Mountain of Night.
We are now at Thaba Bosiu. We call this mountain Thaba Bosiu. Before it was not known, it was called Ilwani before, which is the mountain at the southern side of this mountain. That is to realize that the Bushmen were here before. Even if you go around Lesotho, you'll find the Bushmen paintings. Even to this mountain, we have some paintings.
Now that we're going up the mountain, could you please tell us a bit about the journey?
From here, we are going to take 1.5 hours to go up and come back the whole tour. It's depending how strong you are. Sometimes it can take you 2 hours or 2.5 hours, not more than that. We call it Thaba Bosiu because the Basotho arrived here at night in 1824.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Well, it's very beautiful.
Very beautiful. So tell me, where are we now?
We are now at the path of Thaba Bosiu. This path, we call it the Red Pass, but today we call it Raptus Pass. It was called the Red Pass, so today we call it Raptus Pass. The custom of Basotho is no one can enter Sam's village without a permission. So everybody must put the stone here to pacify peace.
Okay.
We are putting our stones because the Basotho are using the stones when fighting. So they believe that when putting the stone, they are putting the weapons down. Okay. That's why we still put our stones here. When putting our stones, we say, Dikhomo Mora Mokhachane.
Okay.
Mora Moshisha named everything after his father. That's why he said the cattle is for his father, the land is for his father, and the people is for his father. Okay, let's put it together and say it together.
Dikhomo Mora Mokhachane. Okay.
By that time, no one can enter this without a permission. So everybody must wait here. Wait for the messenger.
Wow, I have finally reached the top. It took me less than an hour to get here. So come visit. If I could do it, then you can do it. And my, oh my, the fresh air. It's so beautiful up here. does the mountain look familiar?
This is Qilwane Mountain. That's where the structure of Basotho Head come from. This name Qilwane is the name that has been named by the Bushmen. Really, if you can look it clearly, it's exactly like the Basotho Head.
That is true.
That's why you see all the Basotho have the heads all over. We are now in a graveyard area. This grave is for Moshweshwe I, the founder of our nation, the man who born in 1786, and he died on the 11th of March. He was about 84 years when he passed away. So this others is for the royal graveyard. This one is for Moshweshwe II, the 6th generation from Moshweshwe I. Okay, this is the royal graveyard. Morana Moshweshwe I, he have said that all his descendants should be buried up on top of this mountain. So that's why we bring only the royal.
This was a lifetime experience. You know, when I was thinking of climbing the mountain, I thought, okay, this mountain looks big. Am I really gonna get up there? But then I enjoyed every moment of it. I even ended up forgetting that, okay, I'm climbing up a mountain. I had fun. It was brilliant. I would definitely encourage my friends, visitors, and everybody else to come here. If it's gonna be your first time, don't you hesitate going up the mountain. Just enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. Feel it, because you know that you are here, definitely. I have learned a whole lot of things. Especially when I got on top of the mountain, I never knew the whole story about the Mokohotlo Head. The Qilwane Mountain, I heard a lot of stories about the mountain, and what I love was that the tour guide, these people are very friendly. They are very, very, very friendly.
Wow, isn't this amazing? This is Malutungane Falls, and we are going to discover more about it. Tell me a little bit about Malutungane Falls.
We are at the Malutungane waterfall. We're sitting right on the top of the gorge. Okay, Malutungane, if you break it down in Sesotho, means metsi a tsuba hanyane. Ki mo metsi tsubang hanyane ki hona mona. The waterfall plunges off the waterfall. The haze gathers in the bottom and the mist comes out of all these little gullies that are coming here. This is where the water smokes. You came across the top of Putswa mountain range. Coming here today, you came over 3,000 meters, and now we're in the valley. This is the Malutungane Valley. Set on the edge of this waterfall, we've got the highest abseil in the world. It's the highest single drop commercial abseil in the world. It's got a Guinness World Record. We got the Guinness World Record in 2005. We've been doing this abseil since 2003. It is 204 meters. You go down right next to the waterfall. When you go down next to the waterfall, you're going to be getting wet. Down at the bottom, you're going to get right into that spray. It's really exciting. And then we're going to be hiking out of the gorge. The whole idea here is to really explore this awesome nature. It's got very specific nature. It faces south, it's got water, so it's moist, so you've got very specific vegetation. You've got this awesome rock formation which over millions of years has been ripped apart by this river. So it's a really exciting place to come and be.
Tell me about abseiling over here.
We have a whole team of guides. Whenever we're setting up this abseil, we have a team of at least 6 guides. They are all guides from Simonkong who are all trained and qualified as guides. Our head guide, who's Benedict, has been doing this for over 5 years. We have safety lines on all the people going down, and we have really strict safety procedures that we work to get everybody down safely. We have had 1,350 people going down the waterfall since we started it. On the abseiling, the oldest gentleman to do it was 75 years old and the youngest has been 12. So anybody who's actually physically strong enough to go hiking can do these activities.
Maletsonyane Falls is the pride of the village of Simongong. Its international status has become a draw card for both local and foreign daredevils and adrenaline junkies like Mochochono.
Can you tell us about the Basotho pony?
The Basotho pony is an extreme 4x4 mountain climbing machine. The history of the horses is that the first horses to come into the Cape came from Java with the Dutch sometime in the 1600s. The next batch of horses were with the English, and those were good Arabs. Those mixed in the Cape, and your Cape horse was bred there. From those horses, the Koranas and the Griquas raided into Lesotho, and the Basotho got hold of horses at a time when we really needed horses for protection. And I think Moshweshwe got everybody to breed horses. And because of the cold, it protects the horses. The cold climate is actually good for the horses in southern Africa. Simongong is an agricultural area. We're high up in the mountains, so the grazing here is very good. We have big farmers here who are farming with sheep, merino sheep, and from that we are selling the wool. There are Angora goats that are being shorn at the moment. They do those just before the winter now, where we are selling all the mohair. In this area you'll see everybody is living off the land. You have the oxen are ploughing, the people are growing maize, they're growing wheat. We have the Simongong Lodge where we sleep 50 people in. We have double rooms, we have dormitories for backpackers, and we have a campsite. So we cater for different markets. In the town of Simongong there are a few bed and breakfasts now starting up where you can stay in the town. So the accommodation and the tourism is definitely growing in Simongong.
It has been very beautiful to come here in Simongong in general. It is my first time, of course, to come to Simongong, more especially when I look at the fall. The fall was so amazing, shocking, of course, when you see such things. But now the abseiling part of it, it was so beautiful. That was very scary, but at the same time, very adventurous, and I can't actually wait to come back again here. Horse riding was the most beautiful thing as well, but at the same time it was the horse I didn't manage to control like that. But really, I would really encourage anybody who would actually want to come to Simongong, do the whole thing. Simongong is beautiful right here. What I'm gonna tell people at home is that Lesotho is beautiful. Lesotho has got very beautiful things that most of us who are born even here in Lesotho do not really know that they exist. I mean, this experience has taught me that I don't need to go Durban, I don't need to go Cape Town, but I should come in Lesotho and enjoy the fun of this country.
Kumi Cave Village, or Hakome as we know it, is a national heritage site discovered at the beginning of the 19th century. The caves are still inhabited by the descendants of the original dwellers. This, however, is also known as Lesotho's most serene sanctuary.
With modern technology and standards of living, the numbers of cave dwellers around the world have dwindled significantly. Hakome is one of the rare sites that are still habited today and has been declared a national heritage site.
Tell us about the history of the caves.
The Kome Cave Village is the village that have been here since 1824. The first person to be here was Mr. Teleka Kome. It is said that he was fleeing wars in Transkei in South Africa. As we remember, it was during that time when the founder of Basotho Moshweshwe was relocating from Mekwanin to Tabusibu, and he was running away from Batlokwa, Bahamantatisi, and one of the Batlokwa got lost and came here to the cave and have been given the space to build his home.
Please explain to me how the people live in these caves.
People that are living in the caves now, I can say that they are living normal lives like anyone. It's just that they are living in the caves. And some of the people that are living here are the descendants of those people who arrived first.
Why do they choose to live in these caves?
They chose this location because in that time when they came here, in front of this cave, it was very bushy, such that someone from far away cannot see that there are some people that are living there because they were hiding from the cannibals.
Are there any plans for tourists to sleep in the caves maybe in the near future?
We are encouraging the tourists to come and sleep in the houses there because there are some houses that are not occupied. We just go to the owner of that house, then they negotiate.
My experience coming to Gome has been rather emotional. I'm seeing people who are still practicing their culture. No matter what kind of innovation has come upon a country, whatever, they're still sticking to their roots. Wherever we've traveled so far, we haven't come across people living in caves. That is one of the unique things that this place has. I would definitely love to stay here. Number one, the view. The view is beautiful. The air, the air is very, 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 very fresh. The water running, the sound of the water, the sound of the birds, I'm sure in the morning, and watching the sun rise and everything. So it's a place that I could definitely live in, I'm sure.
Lesotho, the Mountain Kingdom. Real people, real mountains, real culture.
Isn't that amazing? Lesotho as a country covers just over 30,000 square kilometers with an abundance of flora and fauna, scenes and cultural diversity that makes it one of the most sought out destinations in the world. So for you, that means there's a lot more where the content of today's show comes from. My name is Mapule and I'll be back next week with a pot of delicacies that can only be found in Lesotho. So, Khotso Pula Nala.